In this video, I want to show you my unique method for drawing a realistic eye from start to finish. I'll walk you through step by step and give you all the details you'll need so that you can follow along. Let's get started. Before we start drawing, let's make sure that we've got everything we need. Here's a quick rundown of the materials. I'm using Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, Strathmore Tone Tan paper, a 2H graphite pencil for sketching, a white gel pen for highlights, a kneaded eraser, and a pencil sharpener. Alright, step 1. Let's lay down the sketch of the eye. We're starting with a 2H graphite pencil, or any pencil you have on hand to lay the groundwork. First, mark distinct points at each end of the eye to define its boundaries. With light, delicate strokes, start filling in the basic shape of the eye. Keep the lines gentle so that you can erase if needed. Here I'm filling in the teardrop of the eye. Once you've established the fundamental eye shape, focus on the iris. Begin drawing the iris by marking one side and then the other. Now let's sketch the eyelid. Pay close attention to the natural contours of the eye. Complete the sketch by filling in the pupil. Make sure you sketch lightly so that you can adjust as needed. Before starting with our colors, let's refine our sketch. Grab your kneaded eraser or any other eraser you have on hand. With a gentle touch, lightly erase the pencil marks. The goal here is not to erase completely, but rather to soften the lines, providing a subtle guide for our colored pencil layers. Moving on to step 2, it's time to give life to the iris. Begin by outlining the iris with a darker brown pencil. Specifically, I'm using dark umber. Apply light pressure as we're setting the groundwork for layering colors to enhance depth. This initial outline lays the foundation for the intricate details we're about to add. Introduce a medium-toned gray and green. I'm using French Gray 50% for the gray and Sap Green Light for the green, but don't stress about the specific color. It's all about the overall effect. Apply the gray and green tones to the iris, focusing on achieving a seamless blend between the colors. This step adds the foundational green tone to our eye. Take a closer look at your reference photo and add multiple colors to the iris. Each stroke matters, so pay attention to those intricate details that make the eye unique. I'm incorporating a bright yellow color to accentuate the unique textures in this eye. Throughout this drawing, I'll be using lots of different colors. I can't mention them all in this video, but I'll provide a detailed description below, specifying the colors used for each step. To match the color exactly, I like to use an app that has an eyedropper tool. Look at your reference photo for specific details. Here, I'm using a sharp pencil to draw the eyelash reflections. Next, we're going to draw the pupil. My eye drawing has blue tones in the highlight, so that's what I'm doing here. Then, I'm going to use black to fill in the rest of the pupil. Moving on to step 3. Keep in mind that the whites of the eyes are not purely white. They carry a subtle gray tone. I'm starting off with a medium gray as the base layer, using a light touch for future coloring. Identify the lightest areas and leave them blank for now. I also recommend experimenting with warmer or cooler gray tones depending on your reference. I even added a touch of pink tones using clay rose for a warm pinkish hue. Gradually build up the brightness by incorporating white and light grays. Make sure that you blend these colors together to make it look realistic. Think about where the light source hits the eye, creating highlights. For the tear duct, I'm using a similar method as my skin drawing tutorial, beginning with burnt ochre followed by peachy tones. Introduce reddish tones for a realistic touch. Finish filling in the eyeball with the same method that we used on the previous side. I like to use my gray tone to blend the iris into the white part of the eye to make it look more realistic. Next, we're going to draw the veins of the eye with a light pink pencil. Make sure that you keep your pencils really sharp for this part. Use a light gray pencil to blend the blood vessels into the white part of the eye. Use a white gel pen to add highlights to the eye. Here's a tip. Blend the pen marks with your finger while the gel is still wet. This technique ensures a smoother integration of the white highlights into the colored pencil layer, and this helps to create a realistic look without the harsh edges. Moving on to the eyelid skin in step 4. Using a method you might remember from my skin drawing tutorial, start with burnt ochre or a similar color as the base layer. If you want to learn more in detail of how I draw skin, feel free to check out my skin tutorial. I also give more detailed insights into my layering and blending processes with various colors. Now add a second layer with a color like nectar or any other peachy tone. Use a darker brown tone to define the crease of the eyelid. Make the eyelid look more three-dimensional by adding highlights. This also helps to blend the previous layers to make it look more smooth. And now the final step, the eyelashes. Grab a dark gray or brown pencil. I'm using French Gray 90%. Make sure that your pencil is sharp. After placing each eyelash, I like to use a black pencil to enhance the intensity and detail. Also, one thing to remember is that lashes typically have more thickness at the outer edge of the eye and gradually get more thin towards the inner corner. Observe your individual reference photo to identify where the lashes overlap. I like to use a light gray pencil to blur out the tip of each eyelash to make it look a little bit more realistic. Keep the lower lashes a little lighter and thinner than the upper lashes for a more balanced and natural look. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching!